There comes a time in every young man's life where he must decide, will he grow up and become the mature, responsible man he was always meant to be? Or will he retreat back into his teenage years and attempt to get famous playing video games on the internet? For our hero Brandon, this decision seems to torment him every day in the back recesses of his mind.
Okay, torment feels a little dramatic, but yes, I do miss the days of long-form Let's Play content, and this is the year. 2026, we are bringing it back with Pokemon Yellow.
Now, over 25 years after its initial release, our hero embarks on a journey to beat the Pokemon League and face the Elite Four in Pokemon Yellow version.
Let's play Pokemon Yellow, the Viridian Voyage. Ow! Okay, you could give a headphone warning. Jeez. Alright, no better way to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Pokemon than playing Gen 1 Pokemon Yellow. Not only the definitive Gen 1 game, quote-unquote, but also the one that follows the storyline of the anime a little closer, so feels fitting to me. I did grow up with Gen 1. Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Indigo League were my exposure to it, but I never had the games, Red, Blue, or Yellow. I played Fire Red a little later in life, but that was about it. So I'm excited to play true Gen 1 with Gen 1's mechanics and see how different it was. Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Professor, and sometimes Daddy in the bedroom. This world is inhabited by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets, and others use them for slave labor. Myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. Could you imagine throwing a Gyarados out into your kitchen and being like, hey, use Hydro Pump on these dishes? Something about that seems unethical. Anyway, my name is certainly not Jack Yellowash, so we're gonna go with my real name because I'm just a little boring. As funny as it would be to call ourselves Assfart, we're just gonna be Brandon today. Right, so your name is Brandon. This is my grandson. He's been a real asshole since you were a baby. What was his name again? Well, it's a good thing you're the authority on Pokemon and not the authority on names. We're going with Gary to follow the anime. That's right, I remember now. His name is Gary, I think. Probably Gary. It sounds right-ish. Your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! Oh, man, that Pallet Town music every time. Brandon's playing the SNES. Okay, it's time to go. Well, nothing's changed. Just like my adult life. We're still sitting in my bedroom playing the Super Nintendo. I love this room, by the way. Who needs furniture when you have a TV, a Super Nintendo, and a PC in my room? With a potion in it. Yeah, I'm gonna yoink that, thank you. What tax bracket is my mom working in? Because we must be an upper middle class family to allow me to have a computer, TV, Super Nintendo in my room. Especially in the 90s. But there is no other furniture, mind you. Who needs a dresser? Useless. Garbage. Garbage! What's on the TV here? There's a movie on TV. 4 boys are walking on railroad tracks. This is referencing Stand By Me, which is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Stand By Me apparently really inspired Pokemon, which explains why I like them both so much. Right, all boys leave home someday. It said so on TV. Professor Oak next door is looking for you. Huh. I don't think I ever put that together. She's literally referencing Stand By Me right there. Of course all boys leave home someday. Brandon's house? Sure, yeah, it's mine. Screw my mom, I pay the mortgage around here. I'm the breadwinner in this family. Okay, let's check out Gary's house. Hi, Brandon. Gary is out at Grandpa's lab. Wow, this house doesn't even have a second floor. Not a TV, not a Super Nintendo, not a PC. Oh, he's a brokey. if you look on the wall here, yeah, there's a map of all of the Kanto region. We get a little peek into what is in store on our journey. I gotta say, I love the names of all the towns and cities in Kanto. They're just beautiful. Cerulean, Viridian, Lavender Town. I love the naming scheme. It's my favorite naming scheme of all the Pokemon games. Anyway, they said Gary was next door at Professor Oak's lab, so let's go say hello. Are you Gary by any chance?
Technology's incredible. You can now store and recall items and Pokemon as data via PC.
Yeah, you should wait 20 years, buddy. You will see what technology becomes, and it's pretty bonkers. Can you move? Thank you. Oak Pokemon Research Lab. Perfect, that's where we want to be. Let's get this party started. Oh, I love the purple color scheme. Love what you've done with the place. I study Pokemon as Professor Oak's aide. I study Pokemon as Professor Oak's aide. Really? Wow, you must be great at parties.
Professor Oak is the authority on Pokemon. Many Pokemon trainers hold him in high regard.
Yeah, okay. Well, the name Raider doesn't, I can tell you that much. Can't even remember his own grandson's name.
Yo, Brandon, Gramps ain't around. I ran here because he said he had a Pokemon for me.
Yeah, it's in that ball, right here. It's actually called AIDS. So why don't you pick that up? Pick that up right now. Go on. Take it. Oh, on the wall here, there's some information about opening the menu. Okay, cool. Well, Professor Oak doesn't seem to be here. It's encyclopedia-like, but the pages are blank. I should totally draw a dick in this book. Should totally draw a dick. But I won't. I'll be the utmost professional. Well, if Professor Oak ain't in his lab, and he's not at Gary's house, and he's not at my house, that's literally the whole municipality. So, I guess we'll leave town?
Hey, wait! Don't go out!
You aren't my dad.
That was close. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass.
Is that implying that I have never left these 3 houses in my entire life? Like I've just been barricaded into this little town forever? It's not even a town, it's a hamlet. Anyway, Professor Oak used a Pokeball on a Pikachu, and he was caught? No way. Aw, man, I wish I caught him. I want him.
Phew! I dislocated my arm throwing that Pokeball. A Pokemon can appear anytime in tall grass. You'll need your own Pokemon for your own protection. I know. Why don't you come with me, young man? Come to my house where I have candy and free Pokemon. Yes, it's right inside in the back room. Come in, please. Now grab these balls. There's Pokemon in them, I swear. Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Gary, why are you here already? I said for you to come by later. Well, whatever. Just wait there. Look, Brandon, do you see that ball on the table? It's called a Pokeball. It holds a Pokemon inside. You may have it. Go on. Take it off, but this one has AIDS.
I very explicitly said there's AIDS in that ball. I don't want it.
Be patient, Gary. I'll give you one later.
I do appreciate that I'm the priority over his own grandson. So thank you, Oak. I will take the... Hey now.
No way, Brandon. I want this Pokemon.
Rude.
Gary, what are you doing? That one has AIDS. But, well, all right then. That Pokemon is yours, I suppose. I was going to give you one anyway. Brandon, come over here. This is the Pokemon I caught earlier. You can have it. I caught it in the wild, and it's not tame yet.
And with that, we receive our very own Pikachu. Do you want to give a nickname to Pikachu? Yes, I do. Every child's dream to own a Pikachu, and we have just achieved it. Now, we are going to nickname this thing after one of my favorite party members in one of my favorite RPGs, which would be Paper Mario, and we'll be naming you Watt, for the obvious electrical reasons. He was my favorite party member in that game as a kid, and it was my first RPG, so playing the first Pokemon game feels fitting.
My Pokemon looks a lot stronger.
You look like you're malnourished, so I don't want to hear it.
Wait, Brandon, let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on.
Yeah, I bet you will. Alright, so this is our first fight of the game, and I gotta be honest, it's barely a fight. In fact, if I do anything other than attack his Eevee, I love Eevee! If I do anything other than attack it, I think I'll lose. Let's try it out. I'm gonna use Growl on this thing. Eevee is a physical attacker, so maybe we'll get lucky and win this thing. Oh, but maybe not. Unless Thundershock does a ton of damage here. What are we working with? Oh man, no, I think he's gonna beat me. I'm gonna need a critical. We're gonna lose the first fight of the game! Against a guy with AIDS! Ugh, that's not what I want. That's not what anybody wants. This is embarrassing. I'm not gonna be able to show my face at the Poké Center after this. I'm gonna be the laughing stock of Pallet Town. All 3 people are gonna make me feel like a fool. Like a fool! Yeah, what fainted? Gary, yeah! Am I great or what? Shut up, Gary. Gary! No one even likes you. Your grandpa doesn't even know your name. Smell you later, Gramps! Man, that's so 90s. Love that. What? Would you look at that? It's odd, but it appears that your Pikachu dislikes Pokeballs. You should just keep it with you. That should make it happy. You can talk to it and see how it feels about you. Oh, can we? How do you feel about me, little guy? Oh, he's giving me the silent treatment. Are you mad because we lost? You might be mad because we lost. You know, my mom would give me the same look growing up. You should talk to it and see how it feels. Yeah, I did. You didn't give me much to work with. Well, with that, our first battle out of the way, and we have our first Pokemon Pikachu. Have I talked to this lady yet? I'm raising Pokemon too. When they get strong, they can protect me. Yeah, or you can lose your first fight. Always a real possibility. If we go back in here and we talk to our mom. Brandon, if you drive your Pokemon too hard, they'll dislike you. You should take a rest. I will take a rest, thank you. Nothing like a middle-of-the-day nap, am I right? I'm 27 now, so I can appreciate a middle-of-the-day nap. That's gonna heal up our Pikachu, so now we can go onward without feeling like he's gonna pass out from exhaustion. In fact, let's rest a second time, apparently. And yeah, thank you. Alright, I think it's time. How do you feel, Pikachu? Indifferent. Love to see it. We'll take that. Duly noted. Like my mom said, all children leave home someday. I'm a crisp 10 years old. I'm ready to take on the world. I have never dealt with a single hardship in my life living in Pallet Town. It's time to turn my hat backwards and hit the open road. The road to Viridian City. Ooh, which is green, apparently. Route 1. And we didn't hit any wild Pokemon in the grass. They're like Oak was saying, if you've never played a Pokemon game, you've been living under a rock, walking through wild grass like this can yield wild Pokemon, and it often will. Hi, I work at the Pokemon Mart. It's a convenient shop, so please visit us in Viridian City. You know, it's been a while since I watched the anime. I'm debating watching all of Indigo League as I play through this game in sort of tandem with the point of the game we're in. If I remember correctly, on Ash's way to Viridian City, that's when he gets bamboozled by all the Pidgeys and has to carry Pikachu in a very dramatic, heartfelt montage to Viridian City. Man, I loved that show. Like, nothing was better. 3:30 it would play on YTV growing up after school. And oh, snap! Here we go. What do we got? Speak of the devil, it's a Pidgey. Are 100 more of you gonna fly out of the woodwork and ambush my Pikachu? Cause that's not cool, man! That's not cool. We don't have to stay historically accurate to the show. Pidgey's a flying type. Pikachu's an electric type. Or I should say Watt is an electric type. So I think, yeah, we're handling this with aplomb. Not even a little bit of a struggle. Yeah, 3:30 after school watching Indigo League. Man, it was always so exciting. If you're a kid, I do think Pokemon holds up as an amazing show for kids. In fact, there are even some jokes in Season 1 that probably I'd still find funny today, just because of how mean everybody was, especially Misty. The battle moves of Pokemon are limited by their power points, PP. To replenish PP, rest your tired Pokemon at a Pokemon Center. Ash towards Misty, specifically, was always quite funny, and I think, even as an adult, that would be funny. But overall, yeah, it's a show that's very focused at kids, and adults wouldn't enjoy it the same way. Those Pokemon balls at your waist, you have Pokemon. It's great, you can carry Pokemon and use anytime, anywhere. Oh man, so here we are, Viridian City. The eternally green paradise. Wow, isn't that nice? It's gonna... Whoa! Someone call Life Alert. What's going on here?
You can't go through here. There's just private property.
I feel like there's a very reasonable gap that I could go through, actually. He hasn't had his coffee yet. Or his medication. We'll get him back in the home. What do you have to say? My dad loves Pokemon too. Is this your dad? Is it reasonable to assume this is your dad?
Coming up with nicknames is fun, but hard. Simple names are the easiest to remember.
Hence why we went with Watt. So I'm not Professor Oak and I can remember his name. Spearow, named Speary. Wow, clever. How'd you come up with that one, Copernicus? Up there, we have a very interesting building that I would love to explore at a later date. But right now, it's probably worth our time to go visit the Pokemon Center, which I don't think is this building. No, this would be the school. Education's important, kids. Okay, be sure to read the blackboard carefully. We can read this blackboard if I remember correctly, and it's going to tell us all about Pokemon status changes during battles. We got Sleep, Burn, Freeze, Poison, Peril, Paralysis, and Quit. Never heard of Quit. What a strange disease that must be. Whew, I'm trying to memorize all my notes. Yeah? Hold on, can I just copy your work really quick here? I didn't do last night's homework. Pokeballs are used to catch Pokemon. Up to 6 Pokemon can be carried. People who raise and make Pokemon fight are called Pokemon trainers. Turn the page. Oh, dude, your work sucks. I'm not copying this. This is grade A Wombology, SpongeBob. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about Pokemon. Okay, here, Pokemon Center. Alright, let's see what you have to say. Pokemon Centers heal your tired, hurt, or fainted Pokemon. Wow, the people of Viridian are just excellent conversationalists. It's almost like they're just here for tutorial purposes and offer no real-world immersion whatsoever. Welcome to the Pokemon Center. We heal your Pokemon back to perfect health. Really? That's what the guy on the bench told me 4 seconds ago. You didn't hear that conversation? You felt the need to say it again? Yeah. Silent treatment, that's what I thought. Thank you. Your Pokemon are fighting fit. Alright, that's gonna heal up Pikachu and any status conditions he may or may not have right now. None. And what else we got in Viridian? We got this fine gentleman, lady. The 2 kinds of Caterpillar Pokemon. I would love to know. Caterpie has no poison, but Weedle does. Watch out for its poison sting. I'll do that if I ever encounter such a legendary Pokemon. Caterpie or Weedle? Wow. Are they legendaries? They sound like legendaries. Hey, you came from Pallet Town. I did. You know Professor Oak, right? His order came in. Will you take it to him? I would love it if they would give you the option to just steal this parcel. Cause I know what's in it. I know what's in it, and maybe I want it. The shop finally has potions in stock. Really? Do they have Red Bull? Potions are terrific and all, but I'm looking for a Red Bull, and I'm not seeing one. Wow. Weak. I'm reporting this business to the Better Business Bureau until you get Red Bull in stock. How's a Pokemon trainer supposed to train under these blasphemous conditions? Anyway, let's head back to Pallet Town and deliver this parcel to Mr. Oak. Luckily, as the guy mentioned earlier, we can jump down these ledges and have a nice, safe jaunt back to Pallet Town. Man, all the Kanto music. It's just so nostalgic. From Pokemon Stadium to, playing Pokemon Fire Red or Yellow or Red or Blue, depending what you grew up with. They killed the soundtrack for this game.
Oak, my man, I have a delivery for you. Please sign on the dotted line. Oh, Brandon, how is my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to like you a lot. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What? You have something for me?
We've had actually one fight, and we did kill that Pidgey in one fell swoop, so you know what? You're right, I am talented.
This is a custom Pokeball I ordered. Thanks, Brandon. By the way, I must ask you to do something for me.
Oh, Gramps! Hey, can you stop showing up everywhere I am?
Gramps, my Pokemon has grown stronger. Check it out. Ah, Gary, good timing. I needed to ask both of you to do something for me. I want you to look each other in the eye and kiss a little.
The desk is my invention. The Pokedex! It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia.
Brandon and Gary, take these with you.
Brandon got the Pokedex from Oak. All right. As far as I'm concerned, now our Pokemon journey has begun.
To make a complete guide on all the Pokemon in the world, that was my dream. Until 10 minutes ago when I dislocated my arm. I'm too old, I can't do it. I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Gramps, leave it all to me. Brandon, I hate to say it, but I don't need to. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one.
Oh yeah, you think you're slick, Gary? Real men don't need maps. I'll just fumble my way across Kanto. I don't need directions.
I do, however, need this Pokedex, and we have a Pikachu, so let's see what it has to say about Pikachu.
Pikachu, the electric mouse Pokemon. A strong special attacker with great speed. Essentially, the mascot for Pokemon. Pikachu is like Mickey Mouse. Very recognizable, adored, and a little bit overrated.
Whoa, that's a controversial statement. Who doesn't like Pikachu? It's like the mascot of the Pokemon series. I like it. It's a good fast, special sweeper. It's not my favorite electric type, especially not in Gen 1. There's a lot of decent electric options in Kanto. Unfortunately, though, because we're playing Pokemon Yellow, in Red and Blue, you'd be able to evolve it into a Raichu. We can't. For some reason, in Pokemon Yellow, they decided to really stick with the anime and decide that Pikachu doesn't want to evolve, so you can't evolve it. So you're going to be stuck with these stats for the rest of the game. He's the first member of our team, and we're going to deal with it because we love our sweet little Watt. You're a staple, Pikachu, and I'm happy to have you as the first member of my team. Anyway, there's an email message on Oak's computer.
Calling all Pokemon trainers. The elite trainers of the Pokemon League are ready to take on all comers. Bring your best Pokemon and see how you rate as a trainer. Pokemon League HQ Indigo Plateau.
P.S. Professor Oak, please visit us.
I wonder why they want to see Oak. Anyway, that Pokedex entry, you're going to be seeing those for all the Pokemon that we encounter on our journey through Kanto. If we look in our in-game Pokedex here at the Pidgey we fought earlier and go under data, you'll see it's the tiny bird Pokemon, and that's all we really know about it, other than being number 16. So, I guess we'll have to fight another one and potentially capture it to learn more about it in our Pokedex. But we're gonna need Pokeballs before we can properly start adding members to our team, which is my favorite part of Pokemon. Building your team, your core 6 Pokemon, deciding, the type coverage you're gonna want and need. It's by far what makes Pokemon stand out as an RPG. So many choices, you're not locked down to specific members, you can choose whatever you want out of a massive pool. And I think to this day, that's kind of what makes Pokemon so special. I say to this day, I mean, the new Pokemon games, they don't have the same magic. There's something a little soulless about Pokemon ever since it jumped into the 3rd dimension. Not to, be a Debbie Downer, but I don't know, after Gen 4, I really started to lose my love for Pokemon, Gen 3 being my favorite. Anyway, we got a battle here with a Rattata. Unfortunately, I still have no way of capturing one of these, so our journey to catch them all might have to wait. Alright, Watt, let's see what you can do with a Thunder Shock on this bad boy. It's level 2. I like to think you can take down a level 2 Rattata. Remember that guy on Vine? He'd stand in front of his bathroom mirror and do a finger gun and then be like, Gratata, Gratata. And it was supposed to be a thirst trap, but I don't know who for. People who have never seen other people before, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna make our way back to Viridian City. If I see any other Pokemon that we haven't seen before, I'll show you the fight. That not being one of them, it was just another Rattata. And here we have a Pidgey. I made it 2 steps before finding this thing, by the way. I'm curious if wild encounters are more plentiful in this game versus the Gen 1 remakes, Fire Red and Leaf Green. I wouldn't doubt it. Old RPGs are so bad for encounter rates. I remember playing Dragon Quest on the NES a few years back. It's brutal. Just you can't make it anywhere without getting into a fight. Oh, that was our first critical hit, by the way. That's awesome. 23 experience for our boy Watt, moving up in the world. I'm realizing I never actually went to Gary's house to try to get a town map anyway, but it's fine. It's fine. I said we were a real man. We don't need a map. I don't need a GPS. I don't need anything. Oh, look at that, another Pidgey. You know, I'm starting to understand how Ash and Pikachu got bombarded by Pidgeys in episode 1. I'm not going to show you guys every single battle we encounter. That would be absurd, and that would take us forever to get through this game. So I'm going to show you, interesting ones. Battles that have any points of interest, and I'm showing you this one because I have the feeling we're going to level up here. We have to. How many Pidgeys does a man got a Thunder Shock before he gets a level up? That's all I'm saying. What gains 39 experience points? And bada boom! Level 6. That's what I was waiting for. And what learned the new move Tail Whip. Tail Whip will lower an enemy's defense if you use it. A classic Pokemon early staple. We'll probably never use it. We'll probably never use it, I'll be honest. It went so well for us fighting Eevee there, didn't it? Let's heal up Pikachu. He took a bit of a beating in that fight. I actually don't remember. Do Pokemon heal after they level up in this game? I know that happens later. Huh. Yeah, not sure on that one. Okay, thank you. Your Pokemon are fighting fit. As far as orders of business go, we're well on our way to becoming a Pokemon Master. We've seen like 3 Pokemon up to this point. Pikachu seems to be enthused as always. We're gonna head down to the Pokemart, I think would be the next move, because we want to buy some Pokeballs. Why do we want Pokeballs? So we can catch Pokemon. I think we're gonna buy... What we got here? Burn heals, paralyze heals, antidotes, and potions. Antidotes will heal poison, paralyze heals will heal paralysis. Let's buy 10 of these, 10 Pokeballs. That should do it. I might buy some antidotes as well. Poison is something that is really annoying to deal with. Once you're poisoned and you're even outside of battle, you will still keep taking damage. That's frustrating, so let's buy 2 of those. Paralysis probably won't be a problem for a while, and burn heals, I mean, we're never gonna run into that problem, so not too worried. Anyway, I think we've seen all of Viridian, so I'm gonna head back down here to Route 1, and potentially, now that we have Pokeballs, we can attempt to capture some of the Pokemon we've been seeing down here.
Oh, and our first victim is... a Pidgey. Could you believe it?
Alright, Pidgey, you're mine. Let's see what we can find out about you.
Pidgey, the tiny bird Pokemon. Pidgey is Kanto's generic flying-type bird Pokemon, with overall average stats. A tried and true choice among trainers, Pidgey will maintain good speed through its life, and average stats across the board. Is this really what you want, though? There are cooler flying types in Kanto.
There are cooler flying types in Kanto, even one coming up pretty shortly. But who hasn't used a Pidgey on their team? I mean, it's a staple. It has decent stats. It doesn't get the best moves leveling up, so I'm not going to be using it on my team. But don't sleep on Pidgey. If you like how it looks, it's a serviceable Pokemon. Face of all normal flying types everywhere, so cut it some slack. Alright, I killed that last Pidgey by mistake. Apparently, Watt's Thunder Shock is getting a little too powerful for these early level Pokemon, but that's fine. It's fine, we're gonna try to catch this one. I'm wondering if I just sort of raw dog it here. You know, raw dog it with a Pokeball, see what happens, you never know! Not quite, it appears to be caught. Okay, fine. Fine. Let's try... I guess we'll do a Thunder Shock. This one's level 5, that other one was like a level 2. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. We're not as powerful as I thought. I gave Watt too much credit. Anyway, at level 5, we'll take him down. As per normal Pokemon rules, the more you damage a Pokemon, the more likely it is to capture. If you can poison it or put any sort of status effect on it, that also helps a lot.
And boom! Pidgey was caught! Add him to the Pokedex, baby!
I do love Pidgey. You gotta put respect on Pidgey's name, being the original normal flying type. And very docile, will often kick up sand to protect itself rather than fight back. How sweet, it's a friend. Do we want to give a nickname to Pidgey? Not today, as he will not be a member of my team. But who hasn't used a Pidgey at some point in their life on their team? Oh, man, and we have a Rattata. Heck yeah. What can we learn about Rattata?
Rattata, the rat Pokemon. Very fast and popular among new trainers. A respectable starter Pokemon, although its Timmy Turner-style buck teeth give it a very unlikable face.
It's okay, Rattata. We can have unlikable faces together. I have no love in my heart for Rattata. I've never cared for this Pokemon. I don't mind his minigame in Pokemon Stadium, Run Rattata Run. As a kid, I would call him Rattatat, and I don't know why. There's clearly no T at the end. Anyway, as far as an early game Pokemon goes, he's not bad. He can deal out some damage, and he's fast, but it's going to be outclassed the more progress we make in the game. If you've wanted to use one on your team, give it a shot. Hyper Fang is a pretty cool move, but I don't know, when you get to the mid game to late game, it's going to start getting outclassed by everything you're fighting. And I just don't care for its face. It's got a very punchable face. Alright, it's your time, Rattata. Let's throw a Pokeball and see what happens. I have a hard time believing we're not gonna catch this thing unless it's the sturdiest Rattata of all time. Rattata was caught. How do you guys pronounce Rattata? 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 Ratata? Not like it matters. I've heard it both ways. Anyway, we caught our Rattata. Will this be a member of our team? Well, no, it won't. All of these really early Pokemon are iconic, but I ain't using them. Alright, that's enough battles down here on Route 1. We'll head back to Viridian City, and I think we'll go chat with that old man who was passed out on the ground. I think now he might be willing to have a chat with us.
I've had my coffee and now I feel great, so you can go through. I'm sorry I was so rude to you. I see you're using a Pokedex. I'll show you how to catch Pokemon is my apology.
Man, I wonder what kind of late-night bender this guy was on. I refuse to believe he's on the ground because of any other reason than he was, just plastered. Plastered the night earlier. This is a little tutorial. If you don't know how to catch Pokemon, the old man's gonna teach you basically how to do it in the menus. This early game has so many tutorials. Just let us figure it out, man. Come on, it's easy.
That didn't work. I must be losing my touch. I've run out of Pokeballs, too. I have to get some at the Pokemon Mart. Oh, and my ointment is probably ready as well.
Okay, so, when I go to the shop in Pewter City, I have to take the winding trail in Viridian Forest. Pewter City? I love Pewter City! My family went vacationing there when I was 7 years old. I found a cool rock. I named that rock Brock. How fitting, considering the Rock Gym is in Pewter City. And speaking of gyms, right here we have the Viridian City Pokemon Gym. Now, this ain't your normal gym. This ain't for biceps and rip curls. No siree. This is for Pokemon battles, where men duke out their problems. Unfortunately, we can't go there right now. So, that sort of leaves all of Viridian City done, and everything we can do here. Catch Pokemon and expand your collection. The more you have, the easier it is to fight. Very true. I'm gonna head down to the Poke Center real quick and heal up our Pikachu. We did take a couple beatings there, and not to mention we should heal up the Pokemon that we now caught since they stay injured. Alright, healed up, ripping and raring to go. That concludes Viridian, so I think we should head out on our journey. We heard about Pewter City being through the Viridian Forest, so that's intriguing. If we head up here to Route 2, Viridian City to Pewter City, that's gonna be the ticket. Man, every time I hear this song, I think of Pokemon Stadium, and I know it wasn't a perfect Pokemon game, and there's a huge bias here because it was like the main Pokemon thing I grew up with. I'll stand by. I love Pokemon Stadium with every fiber of my being. It was such a good multiplayer game. The mini games to this day, I'll hook up with some buddies and we'll play it because they're just so iconic in Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. Not to mention, I loved going through Gym Leader Castle, despite how unfair it was when you're using rental Pokemon. Are you going to Viridian Forest? Be careful. It's a natural maze. Oh, okay. Well, they call me something of a maze runner, I'll have you know. You have to roam far to get new kinds of Pokemon. Look for other types outside of Viridian Forest. You know what? I'll do that. I love that Viridian Forest music. It's like mysterious and curious, and it inspires adventure. However, it's 4 a.m., so that adventure might have to wait for another day. This was nice, though. Nice cold January night, playing Pokemon into the late hours of the night. That's everything a man could ask for. But it's bedtime. Thanks for watching the first episode of Pokemon Yellow. We will pick up next time in Viridian Forest. Have a great night.